prompted you to start doing kids music?
When my daughter Fiona was born, I'd been teaching a songwriting class at the Old Town School of Folk Music, and they asked if I wanted to come do some of their Wiggleworms classes for little kids. And my response was, of course, absolutely not. I'm not your kindergarten guy. So I was playing in a rock band. I was like, dude.
Yeah.
They said, well, tell you what, come on in, just play whatever you want. You don't have to play kids songs. Just play whatever you want to do, but just bring your daughter, because normally you can bring your kids. Bring your daughter. You can meet other parents, other kids. I'm like,
different world.
I'm like, okay, paid play day.
Yes.
I'm a starving musician. I can do this.
Mm-hmm.
I can do this. So, and I didn't realize that the reason that they wanted me to come in is that they were tired of all the people doing the same sing-by-the-numbers kids music. I had no clue. I came in and started doing Who songs and Bowie songs and making up stuff and standing on top of chairs, being hard for you to imagine me doing stuff like that.
Yeah, no. Not you.
And about a month in, the gal who ran the program at the time, it was actually the gal who runs Chicago Children's Theater now,
Okay.
she's doing 100 dresses. She came, bumped into me in the hall, and she goes, Ralph, I have heard reports that you're kind of getting a bit out of control and doing like David Bowie songs in your kids'
Like Jack
classes. And I was like, I'm thinking, do I lie? Do I own up like it? Like, whatever, they'll fire me if they don't like it. Right? Like, yeah, I am. It's kind of loud in there. She's like, keep it up. That's why we hired you. I was like, so I just did it for fun.
Yeah.
And then as Fiona aged out of it, I just was loving it. I was just having fun doing it. I used to call it my clean little dirty little pleasure.
Yeah.
And I would just do it for fun. And then there's a fellow that ran a indie label in Chicago, Minty Fresh. And he came in one week, and his wife was sick, and I didn't know his son was in the class. And Jim comes in, he's like, Ralph, I didn't know you were doing this. I'm like, Jim, I didn't know Brendan was your son. He's like, you're really good at this. You want to do a kids album? And of course, having the brilliant insight that I had when they asked me to do the class in the first place, I said, no.
Yeah.
I said, but I would be interested in making a great record that kids like. But to me, so many kids albums were lame. So I said, I don't want to make a kids album. I said, but if we approach this like I approach Bad Examples record, like you approach your Mini Fresh records, and we use A-list players, A-list studio, and we make sure the songwriting and the sound is as good as any other record that we'd be happy to have our name on, then I'd be up for the challenge. He's like, I think you just cracked the code. I know what like Paul Weller felt like when he was there, discovering and playing punk music as one of the now grandfathers of punk.
Yeah.
I guess I'm bizarrely a grandfather of fatherhood. I'm kidding. Not a joke. But yeah, one of the it's kind of cool though to have watched the whole genre spring up.
Yeah.
I mean, when we first started doing kids concerts, and one of the things we did was I didn't want to be playing in libraries and museums all the time, right? I mean, I played at this place right when it opened. Mm-hmm. But we wanted to do kids shows in rock clubs.
Yep.
And so every single club we called to do it, they'd be like, don't think so. And Eric, my booking agent, would be like explaining to them how it worked, and I'd come in and I'd be, we'd teach them how to do it. All these parents and kids would come in. It'd be a blast. And next thing you know, they've got a steady kids series there, which is great.
Well, yeah, I mean,
it's blaze those trails.
It's perfect. It's like, we were just at the Beat Kitchen last night, and they've got a kids series on Sundays, which is pretty cool.
Old Stomping Ground?
Old Stomping
Yeah.
Ground. Yeah,
And,
Bad Examples used to rehearse.
I mean, she's 5 years old. She's been to Shubas 3 times.
Yeah,
so.
Love it.
Yeah.
We played the Fillmore a few years ago, and how cool was that?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And the coolest part about it was the parents were more geeked than this one dad comes in, holds his son over his head, and goes, 2 years old, first show at the Fillmore.
That's awesome.
We love music, so we have to incorporate it.
Absolutely.
I think you're absolutely right when you said it can't just be songs aimed at kids. When you do that, I think you're going to fail. It has to be music that is just good, kind of family-friendly music that just lends itself to being part of that every
Great
day.
music that happens to appeal to kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like
Love it.
I mean, because how many okay non-kids albums do you put in just because, you know, it's got a nice colored cover?
Yeah.
yeah,
Zero?
zero. It's first and foremost, the songs have to be good, and that's why Ralph's World is successful in our opinion. So.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely.